September 11, 2001. A day that will never be forgotten in the world that we live in today. It had all started out with an Islamic terrorist group called Al-Qaeda planning an attack on the U.S. In this attack, this group had planned on capturing 4 planes and directing them towards Washington, D.C. They had planned on attacking 4 monuments in the U.S. One was planned on going towards the Pentagon. One was supposedly planned to go to the White House. And 2 of the planes were planned to crash into the Twin Towers. Not many people knew that about this attack, but it was one that will forever stay in everyone's hearts. The first attack was on Flight 93. It was one flight that had a lot of courageous people. This flight was supposed to go from Newark to San Francisco. It had left at 8:42 a.m. after a 45-minute delay. The people on this flight, after everything had gone fine on this flight, and everyone was doing just fine, until the terrorists had risen up from their seats and told everyone to sit down and threatened the people about a bomb that was on the plane. The people didn't want to die without a fight, so everyone charged out of their seats, said their final words to their loved ones, and went to the front of the plane to defeat the terrorists. Fortunately, they had defeated the terrorists, but unfortunately, these people had died in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Now, another attack was on Boeing 757. This plane had crashed into the Pentagon at 9:45 a.m. Because of the plane crashing into the Pentagon, the west side of the Pentagon had collapsed. And it was also the cause of death for 125 military personnel and civilians. This attack is also known as the Forgotten 9/11, for it didn't have a great number of casualties, nor did it have a great story like Flight 93. Now, the one thing that you think about when you think of 9/11 are the Twin Towers. They were the focal point of the New York skyline, but soon were just to be remembered through pictures. It had all started out as a normal day. Everyone in New York City had things to do and places to go, and everything was just fine. Until the first plane had come crashing into the North Tower. This had caused a giant hole in the 80th floor of the North Tower and had trapped many people that were above the 80th floor. Along with that, 18 minutes later, another plane had come crashing into the South Tower. This plane had sliced through the 60th floor and also instantly killed many people, and was also the cause of an explosion which had a lot of debris falling on the streets. Many people were scrambling out of the city, away from the cloud of debris that was chasing them. While many people were running outside of the city, a lot of people, like police, firefighters, and also other civilians, were running into the city. And these people, such as the police and the firefighters, were the ones that had helped the people who were still stuck under the rubble, and were the people that had worked day and night. As years go by, this attack was not one that had hurt America, but was one that had brought America together. The people that were part of this attack are forever heroes, and there were also some important words said by President George W. Bush in 2001. Terrorist attacks can shake the foundations of our biggest buildings, but they cannot touch the foundation of America. These acts may shatter steel, but they cannot dent the steel of American resolve. That I just summarized what had happened that day. America, as I said before, was brought together and not pulled further apart. As years go by, people will not be forgotten, and the people who were there that day in New York City are forever heroes. This attack is one that should never be repeated in history, and is one that will be never forgotten in history. And we hope that something like this will never happen again. Thank you.